Hello everyone, welcome to part 4 of my series of making Harry Styles cardigan. And today I will be showing you guys how to do this black stitch right here. And to be honest, this is going to be one of the easiest ones, and I'm going to be showing you how to do the black stitch and the green stitch because I will be switching up some things from the pattern given. So I'm not going to be using the stitch given on the PDF of J.W. Anderson. I'm going to be using another pattern. So to start off, this is the yarn that I'm using, Loops and Threads Impeccable, and this is a medium 4, and I am using my 6.5 needles. So yeah, and this is just in the color black. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to start this off. If this is the first video that you guys are watching from me, I'm gonna show you guys. If not, you can just go ahead and skip. I'll leave the time below to when I start to stitch. And this is the pattern that we're gonna be doing. It's just a small stitch. We already did the double moss stitch, so it's going to be easier. I can't speak. It's gonna be easier for us to do this one since we already did the yellow one, and this is exactly that, like the yellow one. So I'm gonna start off by using my needles, and to save some time, I'm only gonna be showing you guys how I started off with the needle. My other videos show how I started off with the hook as well, and I go a little bit more in detail, but this is just so I can save you time and save myself some time. So I start off by pulling my yarn, and I pull about a yard length, and that's around 72 inches. You can just pull it lengthwise, and well, you can just make it, you pull it, you stretch out your arm and you pull it, and then just reach it to half of the middle of your chest. Oh, ignore my nails, they always looking dusty. So we're going to, let's see, focus, let's move this out the way. So we're going to do our little knot, so we just wrap it around our fingers and then in between and then pull it out. Okay, again we wrap it around our fingers, then we take this and just put it in through here, loop it in, and then oops, you get the point, we loop it in, and there we pull it out. So then we take our needle and we just put it in through, and we're just gonna pull it. So for this, the loose piece, I will have it over my index finger, and the piece that is attached to our ball of yarn, I have it over my thumb. I have them laying over, and I just pull them down to make this little shape right here. And so then we just go under here, this first one, over our index and under, and then right through the middle again. And I am doing 24 stitches. My 24 stitches are equivalent to 14 centimeters. Like I've been saying throughout all of this series, is up to your desired length, and also however many colored squares you want. I have been giving you guys the wrong number of squares because like I forget sometimes when I'm recording. So yeah, for these are 10 black squares, but always feel free to go over the pattern because I could be forgetting a side of the sleeve. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this so I can go ahead and show you guys the stitch. Okay, so if you guys decide to do this method right here, make sure you guys are doing like a little knot in the end. Like just pull your ends together and just knot it so it doesn't go nowhere. I mean, if you don't do it, nothing's gonna happen, but just in case, you know. So again, we're going to be doing a moss stitch, and this is the same as the double moss stitch, except we're only repeating 2 rows and we're only doing it twice. It's hard to explain, but we're only gonna, instead of doing 2 rows of this pattern and 2 rows of this, we're only doing 1 of each. And this is actually very easy, so this is gonna be sweet and simple. So for our first row, let's see, our first row we are doing a knit 1, purl 1. So we're going to knit. We grab our first one, we go in through, let's see, focus, we go through the back. This might be a little bit hard to see, so through the back, then we just grab our yarn and we slide it through, and that's our knit. And remember, for our purl, we have to switch the yarn to the front towards us. So, and then we go through here at the front, we wrap it around our needle, and we just come out. So again, a knit is through the back, go around this, and then through. And remember, not too loose, not too tight. Remember to bring your yarn through the front if you're doing a purl. So again, through the front, wrap it around, and then loop it through. Knit through the back, we go through, again, our yarn, wrap it through to the back, purl. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward this so we can go to our row 2. Okay, so I'm about to finish this last stitch right here, and this one is a purl. So I'm gonna end it off in purl, and if you forget where you are supposed to start next, oops. If you forget where you're supposed to start next, wherever you ended off, like I ended in a purl, so I'm gonna start a purl. If you end in a knit, you're gonna start in a knit, and it's just those 2 rows. So this is very forgiving. So now I ended in a purl, so I'm gonna start in a purl. Make sure we start off our yarn right here at the front. So again, the purl is at the front, so we pull this out, we pull it through the front, we wrap it around our needle, and we just go out. And then our knit is through the back, grab our yarn, and there we go. If you happen to forget where you left off, it's very hard to tell, but the purl will have a loop around it. Let me see. The purl will have a loop around it, like right here, it's around it, and this one isn't. So you can just start off on your next one. We did a purl, so now we're gonna do a knit. And honestly, doing this specific pattern, and especially with a black yarn, it is very forgiving to mess up. If you feel like you messed up on the yellow one, this is even more forgiving, because you can't really tell, and it's gonna be the same pattern in the front and the back, so it doesn't really matter if you happen to forget where you left off, or if you did a 2 knits instead of the knit and purl. So it's very forgiving. Just do your own thing, just practice. And if you feel like you need to have the pattern written down, just go ahead and do it like I do it, like I did for the double moss stitch, where I wrote so I wouldn't get lost, and I just did the amount of rows I did, which was 26. So for this, it's probably 26 as well to get to my 14 centimeters. So yeah, so now I'm gonna be finishing off my row, and this is all you have to do. You just follow the pattern. Like I ended up in knit, so we're going to start a knit again. So if you don't have the PDF, this is the stitch for that one. Row 1 is a knit 1, purl 1 all the way to the end, and let me write that down. To end. And for row 2, it's also a repeat to end. So it's row 1, knit 1, purl 1, and repeat to the end. Row 2 is a purl 1, knit 1, and repeat to the end. So this one is very simple, which is why I'm not going to be showing you guys anymore, because all you have to do is keep going, and this is your result. And it'll look kind of weird, but it's the right stitch. So yeah, this is our moss stitch, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the green pattern, so we can go ahead and kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as in 2 patterns in 1 video. So we're getting closer and closer to the end. Okay, so now I will be showing you guys the green one, and this says a reverse B stitch, and the reason that I am changing this one to a different stitch is because we tried to make it, my mom and I, and that just wouldn't work out. And so I don't know if you guys can tell, but these look almost the same, like just different color. Like it has the 2 little loops here at the bottom, the 2 little loops here, and the loop here. So this is a garter stitch. Like burnt orange is the garter stitch, and we already made that in my part 1. So just in case you guys haven't seen that video, this is my garter stitch, and this is one of the easiest ones. So this is how it looks. It has like the 2 here at the bottom and the 1 at the top. So 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top. So that's what I've been doing. My mom has been helping me do the green ones, and this is what it would look like. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but they look the same, except his yarn was just thicker, so it could be one of the reasons why it looks a bit different. So this is gonna be showing you guys the garter stitch. Let me show you guys how this looks. And it looks in this, we're doing the same pattern as for the orange one, so we can go ahead and finish this off. So if you want to see this green, we're going to do garter stitch, and garter stitch is basically all knit. So just so you guys can see, we're going to start off. Oh, and this is the yarn that I will be using. Again, this is from the brand Loops and Threads Impeccable, and it's in 4, medium 4, and the color is Kelly Green, and you can find this on Michaels, or choose whatever yarn you'd like. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys this one. So this one is all knit. So all knit, we're gonna go from the back. So knit, let's see. So knit, we'll go from the back and then loop it through. From the back and then loop it through. From the back and loop it through. From the back and loop through. From the back and loop through. And honestly, this is going to be one of the easiest ones, because that's all you got to do. It's going to be all knit, and it'll slowly start showing up as how the pattern is. So yeah, and I didn't show you guys how I started this one, because if you've been watching since the beginning, I start them all off the same way. You could use a hook or you could use your needle, and at the beginning of this video I used my needle. So if you need to know how to start it again, you can just go to the beginning of the video, but this is how I will be doing the green ones, because the reverse B stitch was just not working for me. So this looks nearly identical to the one and the pattern, so this is the one that we decided to go for. And this isn't gonna like stress us out because we already know how to do this, we already know how to knit, so that's all we're doing. So we go from the back and we just grab our yarn and slip it through. Grab our yarn, go through the back, slip it through like so. And then the beauty about this one is that we just start all over again. So there's one, and let's do one more. I'm gonna do one more with you guys. Oh, my house smells so good right now. Anyways, so we bring our yarn to the back over our finger to help us loop it, and again we go from the back over and then stitch through. Go through the back, oops, go through the back and then slip through. And make sure to always like keep your thumb a little bit on this end one so it doesn't slip through. You don't want to make yourself stressed out by slipping this out and stuff. Like, help yourself so you don't have to stress out at all. So we just hold it right here with our thumb, and there's our other finger, our index finger, holding up the yarn that we used to thread through, and we just keep it going. And for green ones, I believe it is 14 squares. If I am wrong, feel free to correct me, but from what I've seen, that's how it is on the pattern. But I'm gonna check real quick. Let's check together so we can know how to read this pattern. So we just keep going like this, and like I keep saying, mine is 14 centimeters. So I'm gonna go until I reach 14 centimeters, which this one is almost done. So you start with a knit and then you end with a knit. Like, there's no switching patterns. Like I said, that's the beauty of this one. You just knit all your stitches, my 24 stitches, all the way through my 14 centimeters. So let me go ahead and write that. 14 centimeters. Mine is 24 stitches. So it's 14 by 14 centimeters. That's my measurements. So this is what it looks like, and you just keep going until you reach your desired length. Let me measure it with an orange one. I'm almost there, so I would just keep going, maybe like 3 more lines. So let's go ahead and count these stitches, these squares together. Oops, that's me. Okay, so this is the back, and the back has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the back panel. This is our left, so that was 4, 5, 6. Our right front, 6, 7, 8. Our sleeves, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you count your sleeves twice. So 11, 12, 13, 14. So that is 14. That's how you read this. So for green, it would be 14 squares. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them down below, and I will make sure to answer them as fast and as detailed as I can. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe, like, comment. Like I've always said, feel free to message me on Instagram if you need more help, if I'm taking long on to answer on YouTube, because sometimes I don't get the notification. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this, and I will see you guys on the next stitch, which should be the jacquard stitch. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.